Good morning, Plymouth. Thanks for coming out this morning. I can tell you the temperature has gone up about 15 degrees in the field house, so you came at the right time. Thanks for joining us for Discover Plymouth. Dave Kaiser from CCX Media, happy to be part of the event again this year. A lot to see within the field house, but we're glad you took a seat here. And standing room only is fantastic for the mayor as well. You have the great opportunity to hear a presentation about 25 minutes of what has happened in the last year in the city of Plymouth and also some great things coming up. So please join me in welcoming the mayor of Plymouth, Jeff Wosje. Thank you, Mayor.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the State of the City. It's my privilege to share updates about Plymouth each year. And I'm once again proud to report that the state of the city of Plymouth is strong. Our residents and businesses are forward-thinking, they're creative and hardworking, and I'm proud to be the mayor in a city of innovation. Before we get started, I'd like to recognize elected officials in attendance here today, including 3 council members who are elected in November. Kimberly Nelson from Ward 1, Scott Aldrich from Ward 3, and serving at large is Joel Spoonheim. The other council members we have here with us today is at-large council member Clark Greger, council member Julie Pointner from Ward 4, and Ward 2, Julie Peterson. We also have from the Three River Parks District, Marge Beard. Metropolitan Council Member Judy Johnson is here. And then our 2 state representatives I know are here. State Representative Jenny Cleavorn, State Representative Ned Carroll, and we also have State Senator Bonnie Westland. So I want to thank all those elected officials for being here this morning and coming out, as well as everyone here to come out. I would also like to take a moment to remember a respected member of our community who we sadly lost this year. Former Councilmember Jim Davis passed away in early January after a courageous battle with RVCL, which is a disease that affects the small blood vessels. Jim loved Plymouth, and he dedicated nearly 2 decades of his life to public service in our community. In addition to his previous role as council member on Ward 3, Jim served on the Planning Commission and the Parks and Rec Advisory Committee. I'm thankful that I had the pleasure of knowing Jim and serving many years with him. I'll always remember his dedication to our community. I'll forever be grateful to him as well. And I'm also grateful for those who answer the call of service. They give their time and their talent, which makes our community vibrant. And during today's address, I'm pleased to share some exciting business news, take a look at what the city is doing, and adding quality to life, and highlighting some of our outstanding staff members. Plymouth continues to amaze me. During my time in public service, I've had the opportunity to meet so many fascinating residents and hundreds of businesses that I've been able to tour. I continue to be amazed by the life-saving discoveries, creative solutions, and impressive innovations that's born right here in our community. We are truly a city of innovation. This is especially apparent by the incredible medtech industry that has blossomed here, making Plymouth a global player in the field. We have dozens of medical device, biotech, and supporting companies that operate, manufacture, and are headquartered right here in Plymouth. And we continue to see reinvestment in the city, which further cements our standing. For example, I am thrilled to share that Philips Image-Guided Therapy is set to make a $31 million investment in its Plymouth facility. And that was supported by a state grant of $3.5 million to help make that happen. This major expansion will create about 158 high-paying jobs over the next 4 years, which will average with an annual average salary of about $100,000. And we were pleased to work with Philips as the company unveiled plans to develop its new Center of Excellence in Plymouth, which will serve as a global training hub for its medical products. Now stick around to hear, after I'm done, more from Philips after the address, as Tony Scales, image-guided therapy device transformational leader, is here to share some more about the company's exciting news. Beyond Philips, other innovative Plymouth businesses have continued to make big steps that propel their growth. In fact, according to the Minneapolis-St. Paul Business Journal, the two largest venture capital deals in 2024 were for medical device startups right here in Plymouth. The first is Histosonics, a company that uses sound waves to destroy cancerous tumors without surgery. Histosonics was at last year's State of the City address, and it was amazing to learn about their exciting and innovative work. The company has announced plans to double its space in its Plymouth headquarters over the next 2 years as it expands research and development operations. The other startup is Endogenics. In partnership with the Mayo Clinic, is working to revolutionize treatment of type 2 diabetes. Their innovative approach uses pulsed electric fields in the small intestine to reset the body's metabolic signaling system to better control blood glucose levels. I'm also very excited to welcome Johnny Pops to Plymouth. The Minnesota-based frozen treat maker has purchased the former Sleep Number Cantel Medical Building off Highway 169. This will become the company's innovation center, where it will conduct research and testing to develop new products and new flavors. And I'm especially looking forward to the ribbon cutting because I know it'll be sweet. Couldn't resist that one. Then there's the new Jet 6 Tech Center scheduled to open later this year with 90,000 square feet of space available for lease, which is tailored for manufacturing, technology, and medical enterprises. I can't wait to see the innovation that unfolds in that building. Amerilab Technologies, which is an effervescent tablet and powder stick manufacturer, recently invested in its Plymouth facility with the installation of an innovative rooftop solar system. The energy produced will offset 1.1 million pounds of carbon dioxide. It will also allow the company to meet 100% of its own electric needs. In addition to the innovation happening in Plymouth's medtech and manufacturing sectors, we're excited about a variety of other business news. Blaze Credit Union opened a new building on the site of the former Burger King near Rockford Road and Nathan Lane. That was a long time coming. The Gardner School is constructing a new preschool and child care center on the site of the former Score Sports near Peony Lane and Highway 55. And there's a huge demand for year-round sports and recreation spaces in the metro area. And several new businesses have opened in Plymouth. Big Island Bouldering draws climbing enthusiasts from around the metro. They have adjustable climbing walls. Brower Baseball, Defined Baseball Academy offers specialized training programs to improve pitching and batting. ETS Performance provides personalized training programs for a variety of athletes. Interactive offers an indoor jungle gym with slides, a bounce zone, basketball court, and other play spaces for kids. Crafty Golf Studio features 3 private hitting bays, a 3D motion measurement system to help golfers analyze their swing, which is exactly what I need to help my golf game out. Finally, for all the pickleball enthusiasts out there, they can enjoy 6 indoor courts at Pickle X and 19 indoor courts at Pure Pickleball. I'm so thankful for our robust business community, which provides a strong workforce with quality jobs. Our businesses also benefit residents' pocketbooks. Due to Minnesota's tax class rates, our commercial industrial properties make up about 18% of Plymouth's market value. but they pay 30% of the total tax collected. This means that Plymouth residents pay the lowest city tax per capita of any other peer city in Hennepin County. Now, to help support businesses in Plymouth, we welcome a new economic development coordinator last year. Jennifer Erickson works closely with businesses and partners with other staff to help bolster development and redevelopment in the city. And speaking of which, a very large mixed-use redevelopment project kicked off last year at the former Prudential campus, a 75-acre site off Bass Lake Road, Interstate 494. Led by developers Roars Companies and Skinnell Properties, the project is known as the Boulevard. It will consist of retail, waterfront dining, grocery, medtech, offices, a large city park with nature trails, and green space with an apartment development that will have room for a daycare. And as you can see from 494, Summit Orthopedics is busy constructing their new location, which is set to open this fall. And Colburn's Grocery has announced it plans to build its store in the near future. New roadways will also be built on the site with access points on Jankata Trail and Bass Lake Road. Plymouth is also benefiting from a number of new residential opportunity, which help further our goal of offering strong life cycle housing. There are currently more than 1,500 new residential units planned for Plymouth. It's important that residents renting an apartment, buying their first home, downsizing, or needing assisted living facilities are able to continue calling Plymouth home. We also celebrate a significant milestone with the 30th anniversary of Plymouth Town Square. Plymouth Town Square is a city-owned independent living community for ages 55 and older, and they have 99 affordable apartments there. In addition to prioritizing life cycle housing, the city has adopted other focus areas that help ensure we're continuing to add quality to life. One of our key legislative priorities involves Plymouth City Center. We're requesting $26 million in state bond funds to help revitalize City Center and cultivate a welcoming downtown. The city is also working to establish TIF districts in Plymouth City Center that will help provide funding for regional beneficial infrastructure improvements. Sorry, I was like looking at my legislators down here. Yeah. That will provide improvements, support housing opportunities, and build transit connectivity. To continue our forward momentum and help spur redevelopment in Plymouth City Center, we completed a major overhaul of Plymouth Boulevard from Highway 55 to Rockford Road last year. The project added roundabouts to slow vehicle traffic, help boost safety and walkability with improved pedestrian crossings. Now I have to tell you, I've received so many compliments how people can move through the roadway without having to stop at 4 different intersections. There will also be happening this year, landscaping, public art will be added, as will opportunities to activate the corridor and create community gathering spaces. These infrastructure investments and legislative requests move us closer to realizing our long-term vision of enhancing walkability, livability, and the vibrancy in the heart of Plymouth. We work with our state lawmakers to advocate for resources and special legislation to continue providing top-of-the-line amenities while keeping our city tax rate low. In fact, I have some good news to share on the financial front. Plymouth continues to maintain the lowest tax rate of Hennepin County cities with populations of 10,000 or more. We are laser focused on offering good value for our taxpayers and prioritizing quality core services. We received 3 major awards in 2024 from the Government Finance Officers Association. For 41 years, in recognition of our financial transparency, Plymouth earned a Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting, which is the highest recognition available for government. The city also received 2 new awards last year: the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award and the Popular Annual Financial Reporting Award. Detailed budget and financial information can always be found on the city's website. And speaking of which, keep your eye out for a new look. We are gearing up to launch a redesigned city website in the coming months, which is focused on better serving our customer. And while it's still in progress, city staff have been working diligently to bolster digital accessibility to our website to ensure content is accessible to everyone. Another city service that impacts everyone is elections. And I'd like to give a big shout out to our city clerk and staff for their tireless efforts during the 2024 general election. Our city clerk is right over there, Jody Gallup. Plymouth saw a strong voter turnout. 85% of registered Plymouth voters participated. And I'll also say this was an election like none other, with half the people had already voted before Election Day. City staff trained 392. That's 392 election judges to run that election. That was just amazing, the work they did to ensure Plymouth voters had a secure and positive voting experience. And behind the scenes, our top-notch Public Works Department continues to provide reliable, high-quality core services, including snow removal, street paving, clean drinking water, and more. In addition to the work taking place in City Center, we are entering a third phase of the Chancada Trail reconstruction. This phase will completely rebuild the roadway from Vicksburg Lane to Northwest Boulevard. Then in eastern Plymouth, 36th Avenue is set for reconstruction from Zachary Lane all the way to Highway 169. Then, while not a city project, the installation of broadband fiber optic internet will continue this spring in Plymouth. Private internet companies will be busy installing underground conduit and cables in public right-of-ways, which means you may see flags and crews working on your property. Though the company must obtain permits from the city, they're actually regulated by the FCC. Now, in addition to streets, the Public Works Department also manages our surface water. I'm really thrilled to share that 2024 Bass Lake and Pomerleau Lake were approved for removal from the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency's impaired water list. That delisting represents more than 20 years of work for water quality improvements, efforts by the city, lakeshore owners, and the watershed. It is a huge accomplishment, and I want to say thank you to everyone that worked on that. The city is also working on a few other environmental initiatives, including the new Energy Action Plan team, a group of 22 community members tasked with developing a strategic energy plan. This innovative group is comprised of Plymouth homeowners, renters, business representatives, and students with a diverse range of background. The Energy Action Plan will be implemented through Partners in Energy program, a collaboration between the city, Xcel Energy, and the Center for Energy and the Environment. Another benefit to our environment is Plymouth's many trees, and the Park and Recreation Department will soon be using new innovative technology to better preserve trees, maintain property values, and diversify the city's urban forests. Known as a smart tree inventory, Plymouth will use AI and LiDAR, a remote sensing technology that uses laser pulses to take digital inventory of all public trees in the city, especially trees within the boulevard and right-of-way. Crews will travel the city in vehicles mounted with sensors that can detect and analyze tree size, condition, canopy volume, health, and eco-benefits to create high-resolution 3D maps. And we have an estimated 40,000 trees in Plymouth. The new technology will provide assessments and compare data over time to measure tree growth and other changes. And we are proud to be the first city in Minnesota to deploy this innovative technology. And speaking of trees, we have a staff member who uses a unique skill set to care for Plymouth's urban forest. Whenever practical during the workday, parks and maintenance workers Sydney Hudzinski can typically be spotted in various tree canopies in Plymouth. And if you visited City Hall this winter, you may have seen the giant oak tree out front completely covered in holiday lights. It was absolutely incredible. Sydney was part of the team that made that happen. In fact, she is so good at climbing trees, she competes. She couldn't be here today, but I wanted to spotlight her recent accomplishments. Sydney earned the top spot in the women's category at the Minnesota Society of Arboriculture's Tree Climbing Championship last year. And then she went on to international competition at the International Society of Arboriculture's competition, which is held in Savannah, Georgia. They included about 80 competitors from around the world, and Sydney placed 10th in the women's competition, which making her in the top 10 of women tree climbers in the whole entire world. Isn't that amazing, what we have in our community? Congratulations, Sydney, and thank you for taking great care of Plymouth's trees. There are a lot of other exciting things happening in our parks, and I'm thrilled to announce that the city's first ever cricket pitch is set to open in a few months at the Meadows Playfield in northwestern Plymouth. That playfield will also include and feature soccer fields, 3 lighted pickleball courts, 2 lighted tennis courts, a multi-purpose court for either hockey and basketball, and residents will be able to enjoy skating, a sledding hill, a balanced bike course, trails, as well as native prairie and pollinator-friendly plantings. I'm proud to note that the majority of these park amenities were designed in response to feedback from residents. We also cut the ribbon this fall on the new Schmidt Woods Park, which features an all-wheel skilled area, discovery trail, hammock grove, play features, and a park shelter. And work is currently underway at the Schmidt Woods Sugar House, which will be used for educational opportunities about maple syrup production in honor of Roger P. Schmidt and family, who generously donated the land to the city. Another park feature, Bass Lake Playfield, became the first Plymouth park to be equipped with an automated external defibrillator, or an AED. The city partnered with a group of local pickleball playing volunteers to apply for a grant from the Rotary Club of Plymouth to purchase the AED along with climate-controlled storage cabinet. Beyond parks, our recreation team continues to offer innovative classes, events, and programs for various ages and abilities and cultural backgrounds so that everyone in our community feels welcome to participate. Newer offerings include Meet Your Neighbor series, interactive story time in Spanish, memory cafe, and dementia friends, as well as a variety of adaptive sensory-friendly activities. Much of our recreation programming happens right here in Plymouth Community Center and is well served by excellent leadership. Jess Riley, please come up on stage. Jess is the Community Center manager, and she is the recent recipient of the prestigious Presidential Award from the Minnesota Recreation and Park Association for her leadership in the field. Jess was instrumental in planning a Facility Management Institute in 2024 to develop young professionals across the state who are looking to grow as facility managers. Topics include business plans, budget, risk management, maintenance, and managing staff. Jess, thank you for your leadership and what you do for Plymouth and investing in others. Thank you. Okay. Another Plymouth facility is also making waves, so to speak. The Plymouth Ice Center recently made the news when it was selected to host the 2026 Chipotle USA Hockey High School National Championship in partnership with the Wayzata Youth Hockey Association. The tournament will bring together top high school teams from around the country in March of 2026. High-profile tournaments like this put Plymouth Ice Center on the national stage and boost the local economy, benefiting area restaurants, hotels, retailers. We also launched a new destination marketing organization called Hello Plymouth to further support local establishments and attract visitors to Plymouth. Similar to a convention and visitors bureau, Hello Plymouth will promote the city as a destination for concerts, events, dining, hotels, attractions, and recreational opportunities. And we hired destination marketing coordinator Katie Langland to lead that effort. Stay tuned in coming months for the new Hello Plymouth website to launch. Now, as we look towards the future, we're also pausing to preserve and celebrate Plymouth's great past. We're thrilled to reopen the Plymouth Old Town Hall in 2024 and begin welcoming residents to stop by for programs and exhibits. The Plymouth History Center is working to increase cataloging and preservation efforts, offer a research center, conduct an oral history project, expand public visiting hours, and more. One of the reasons we are able to accomplish so much at the Plymouth History Center and beyond is due to the city's incredible volunteer program. Last year alone, more than 2,000 participants dedicated more than 23,000 hours of service to help for the city with a range of tasks. I am immensely grateful for our volunteers who give so generously of their time and talents. A number of them are here today helping out with our event, our Discover Plymouth event, and we couldn't do it without them. I'd like to also shine a light on the city's longtime volunteer coordinator, Jackie Moss. Now, Jackie is set to retire next month. You began working for the city of Plymouth in 2007. You can still reconsider. But you become a cornerstone of the city operations. Jackie has helped develop the best volunteer department, bar none, in the whole country. And I kid you not. It is an amazing volunteer program. And her work has been incredible, and she has given so much back to her community. I know you deserve a great retirement, but I just want you to know how well and how much appreciated you've been for all the work you've done. So in addition to fantastic volunteers in our nationally recognized parks, another hallmark of Plymouth's commitment to investing in public safety. To best serve the needs of all who call Plymouth home, we have committed to hiring the city's first behavioral health interventionist. This staff member will work alongside police and fire and personnel to provide timely assistance to those struggling with mental health, while connecting them to available resources. This position complements the Public Safety Department's Community Assistance Specialist, whose focus is helping residents navigate challenges such as mobility issues, food, security, and housing. These positions will work closely with police and fire staff to continue setting a new standard of service from those in need. Like other police departments, Plymouth continues to prioritize recruitment and retention. And I've seen great results from the cadet program we launched a couple years ago. Cadets work for us part-time, but they earn a wage and benefits, and they're eligible for tuition reimbursement. It's a great opportunity for students and provides a way for Plymouth to attract and develop top talent in a very competitive field. In fact, we just officially hired one of our police cadets as a full-time sworn officer, and we have 2 cadets who are eligible for full-time positions in the department once they finish school this fall. Thank you. The Plymouth Fire Department also had an exciting year, celebrating the ribbon cutting at the newly constructed Fire Station 2. Staff welcomed hundreds of residents to tour and explore the state-of-the-art facility. The department also participated in art education opportunities with more than 700 second grade students last year. The Plymouth Fire Department also has a new look. You may notice the new patches on firefighter uniforms, which offers better brand cohesion between our police and our fire departments. As the old brand is slowly phased out, you'll start to seeing firefighters sporting the new patch on shirts, jackets, hats, and more. And firefighters are amazing. Their call to serve often extends beyond the workplace. And that was definitely the case for Plymouth firefighter Mike Schmitz. Mike, will you please come up on stage? Mike was recently recognized with the department's Public Safety Life-Saving Award. While attending his daughter's softball game, Mike witnessed the opposing team's pitcher go into sudden cardiac arrest on the field. Without hesitation, Mike began to administer CPR until first responders arrived, which helped save the pitcher's life. Mike, I commend your heroic actions, your bravery, and dedication to helping others. Thank you. Now, heroes don't always wear capes, but as you can see, they do wear uniforms. If you're interested in becoming a hero in Plymouth, the fire department is hiring part-time on-call firefighters. The position is designed to be flexible for parents and those working full-time job. Firefighters come from all walks of life: teachers, mechanics, financial advisors, veterans, and more. The application window is open from April 28th to June 29th. Stop by the fire department booth, which is right over on the corner, and learn more. I'd like to thank you all for joining me today to celebrate another fantastic year in Plymouth. The stories, exciting developments, and recognitions share a common thread, a commitment to community with a spirit of innovation. And whether I share news of a business creating a device that will change the future of medical care, an exciting new park amenity or program that brings people together, or residents or staff member who go above and beyond to help others, Plymouth is a place of honor, a place of ingenuity, and a place of care. All of us are able to make a positive impact on those around us. I'm grateful to serve as mayor of this city. It's a city of innovation, and I continue to be inspired by those who live and work in Plymouth. Thank you for coming out to Discover Plymouth today, and I'd like to invite Dave Kaiser to come up for a little Q&A session to start with.
Thank you, Mayor. Wonderful job. Amazing how they packed so much information into about 25 minutes. We'll let the mayor take a seat, but keep your seats there. We're going to chat just a minute about some of the things that were mentioned and also have another special guest join us up here in just a second. Mayor, you talked about Hello Plymouth, and I love the name Hello Plymouth. Tell us a little bit more. What does Hello Plymouth do? What will it do throughout the years?
Right. It's really meant to be focused on promoting our community, and especially for people outside that don't live here, as well as people that do live here, because there's people that live here that don't maybe know all the things that are attractions, or maybe some restaurants or some retail clothing or the hotels, but it's meant to increase that level of retail consumer traffic.
Now, questions residents might have is, how does something like this get paid for? So help us go behind the scenes with that. How does this happen?
Yeah, well, a number of years ago, Plymouth got special legislation passed for a 3% lodging tax. And that, in and of it by itself, and I'm looking at Representative Cleavorn because she kind of led the charge on that. Cities are allowed to charge 3%, but ours is different because we can take 2% of that and pay to capital projects within the city. So that 2% of lodging tax helped pay for the expansion of the community center here. But the other 1% has to be used to promote Plymouth. And we take that 1% lodging tax, and that's what pays for the promotion, pays Katie's salary, pays all those different costs to help promote the city and promote and get people to come here. And they'll also work with like the Wosje Hockey Association to help promote cities and help them get more tournaments that come into the ice center.
Now, I understand there's a team that works with this group as well. It's not just one person, but there's a great group, a wide group of different talents. Tell us about the advisory board.
Yeah, and so we wanted people from the community, people that are going to be affected from this. So we have a number of owners from some of our restaurants that are in Plymouth participate on that advisory board. We also have representatives from the different hotels on that advisory board to help guide and direct Plymouth. In fact, they came up with the name Hello Plymouth. You know, the council, I remember debating it, and the council said, well, maybe we should have experts figure this out. And we also have some city staff who are part of that advisory group. So it's a great group from people from around the city that care about our city that want to help promote it.
Hello Plymouth getting up to full speed soon. If you want to find out more information, I understand they have a website coming, but right now, plymouthmn.gov/Hello Plymouth to find out more about what they're doing. Shall we bring a guest up?
Let's do it.
We have a special guest. Earlier at the very beginning of the presentation, you heard about Philips. Tony, will you come up and join us here? This is Tony Scales, Image-Guided Therapy Devices Transformational Leader at Philips. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
Tony?
Tony, we'll give you the chair right there. You've got a microphone set to go. We just have a few more questions because this is something that's very important for the city of Plymouth, not only for this company, but also for other companies to come. But before we go into the future, Mayor, I know you have a question about the past, about the history of this fine company.
Yeah, so Tony, you know, what I know Philips is the toothbrush. I take my toothbrush out, and it's a Philips toothbrush. But it wasn't until you moved into your Plymouth facility that I realized, like, you have a side of the business I never knew about. So how did that happen to go from toothbrushes to medical devices and products?
Well, first of all, I really appreciate Mr. Mayor, local and representatives from the state. I really appreciate everybody being here, the community. Thank you for coming out. When people think of Philips, they normally say, you're the light bulb guys and gals.
Yeah.
So the fact that you recognize this as a toothbrush is a step up, so I appreciate that. We are 130 years old. Philips is based in the Netherlands, right in Eindhoven. We have businesses all over. There's 3 main business units within Philips: connected care, personal health, and what they call diagnosis and treatment. I represent diagnosis and treatment, and within that business, there's an area called Image-Guided Therapy Devices. I lead the operations for the Plymouth facility with respect to those products. Now, Philips has evolved over time. It used to be the light bulbs and electronics and TVs and the stuff that you still see in the stores. But now we are focused since 2017, when we divested all the electronics off, we are all medical. We are perfectly positioned in Minnesota. You may have heard of the term medical alley. Minnesota is medical alley. There are over 900 companies in Minnesota that represent this space. And we are super proud to be part of it, and we're super proud to be partnering with the city of Plymouth.
That leads to the next question. Why Plymouth? Besides the smiling face of the mayor here, what drew you to the city of Plymouth?
So what drew us to the city of Plymouth is an interesting story that you might not hear everywhere. You might hear in the medical device space things like, this is medical alley, and we want to go here. This is where the top talent is. And those are all true. But the precipice that led us to here is a really interesting story. Our product, our StellarX product, which is a combination device, which means there's a drug on top of the device, that was actually produced out in California. Facebook, of all companies, came to us one day and said, we're going to buy the building that you're in. You need to move out. So we said, we are going to move our facility to Minnesota, where all the technology is, where all the people, the staff, the skill set, and we want to develop that site here in Plymouth. We're right on Nathan Lane, and we want to continue to invest and grow that site. We have invested $40 million into the facility. We bought it in 2019. We are going to invest another $30 million. And you heard the mayor just speak about the investment from the state level at $3.5 million. We're super excited for that. 158 new jobs. We have 400 employees right now representing multiple disciplines. This is a really exciting opportunity for Plymouth and for Philips.
Image-guided therapy. Mayor, you wanted to ask a little bit more and drill down. That's a neat term, but what does it mean?
Yeah, you know, I'm looking at this, like, great video in this amazing machine, but I'm wondering, it's like, what the heck does this thing do?
So that's an Azurian system. This is for looking inside of your body using x-rays. Now, when you talk about image-guided therapy, you may have heard of somebody that had a stent put in there recently, and they use a dye to understand where you might have an occlusion and where that device needs to go. Well, we don't do that. We go inside your body with little teeny catheters with cameras and technology on them, specifically on the AI side, I might mention, Mayor. And we go into that space, and we can physically find where that occlusion or where there's a need, and then we deliver that. So that's what we're saying, image-guided, imaging inside your body, and then we deliver that therapy exactly where it needs to be. In and out procedures, you are out amongst your community, supporting your community the same day or the next day.
Tony, final question. I know people are always interested in the timeline. We hear about these great things happening. We always think it's going to happen tomorrow, right? Not tomorrow, but what is the timeline? Help us understand when things will come online.
Right. So right now the facility, if you were to drive by it, it's 250,000 square feet. It's 50% capacity right now at the $40 million investment. What we're working on now is that next phase we spoke about, $30 million investment and 3.5. The idea is that we want to be up and running with that new investment over the next couple of years. Our goal is to take Philips image-guided therapy, which is a $1.1 billion business, and we want to double that in the next 3 to 5 years. So this investment that we're talking about is directly contributing to that growth. The other thing that's super important, that growth helps this facility. It helps this community. Think about all the people that live in this community that pay taxes. Think about from an innovation center when people come in, physicians, clinicians, customers. We train them. We have exercises. We have opportunities. Those people go out into your community. They pay taxes. They use your facilities, and they invest back in your facility. So this is a relationship between Plymouth and Philips that we are very excited to be part of.
Well, I know the city of Plymouth very excited as well. Mayor, just a great addition to the city, and couldn't be happier to have you come to town.
Yep. Thank you, Tony.
Tony's going to be around for the next few minutes if you have questions, the mayor as well. So that wraps up the State of the City. Thanks so much for joining us today. And the festivities happen until 1 o'clock, so make sure you take a chance to see over 125 booths here at Discover Plymouth. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.